What's up, everybody? It's your favorite pirate captain, Chip of the Riptide Pirates. And I heard you wanted to get out on the seas and do a little pirating yourself. So here's 5 tips to being a pirate. Tip number 1, make sure to keep your ship in tip-top condition. Repair any damage right away, and don't forget to swab the deck. Just make sure to put up a wet floor sign. Whoa, whoa! Tip number 2, prepare to lose everything and everyone you've ever loved. Look at those around you, those you care about. Make sure to picture them dead every time you close your eyes. So that way, when it happens, at least you're prepared. Tip number 3, don't forget your trusty pirate hat. How's anyone gonna know you're a pirate if you're not wearing one? Land ho! And that brings me to tip number 4, make sure you borrow any treasure that you find. You're not a pirate without some booty, right? Hey-oh! And our last one on the list, tip number 5. Familiarize yourself with the sight of blood and the deafening sound of cannon fire. There's a price on your head now, which means in every single moment, whether you're awake or lying asleep, someone out there wants to plunge their sword into your chest just to get a little bit of gold. And they could be looking for you. Hell, maybe they already found you. But if they did and you didn't know it, it's probably too late. And that looks like all 5 of Captain Chip's pirate tips. Now get out there, get sailing, and good luck.
Previously in the Black Sea. After the short rest under the tent of a mysterious merchant, you were ambushed by 3 of the pirate crew that's taken over the capital. All except Gillian were shackled and led by these 3 directly to their captain. Upon arrival into the throne room, Jay deduced the illusory terrain that was obscuring the truth of the interior. Countless egg sacs stuck along the walls connected by a web of red veins that all led to the massive egg sac that illuminated the captain and the rest of her crew. Gillian made it to the guard's entrance into the dungeon and freed both Star, a surviving satyr, and a familiar tabaxi, after beheading the crew member responsible for watching over these prisoners. Gil's group rushed up and out to the ground floor of the palace, only to be halted by a similar network of a giant spider's webbing. The captain, who seemingly sees all, told you their long-term goal to create a vessel for the Dread Queen to be resurrected into, and gave a generous offer to leave the rest of you alive and free, if you sacrificed Jay. Of course, a no-brainer decision. You broke from the chains, brandished your weapons, and so the journey continues. And to begin, I just need everybody to roll initiative.
The vibe today is thick and foul.
13.
That's gonna be a 11.
I got a 22.
The second you break free from the chains, Chip yells hot mode, and that person on the side begins playing their violin, the soft song, and you look over as soon as your flames ignite, you see Chip, you see Queen immediately recognizes this tune, this melody, and they begin to back up, still shackled in fear, and they go, no, I know this song. And then before they get another word out, the hooded figure on the left of the captain yells, Tempest! As the clock in her chest violently rotates, and purplish silver strands of arcane wisp, like tendrils around her, they begin to wrap around her staff as she slams it on the ground, letting out this a hollow chime, followed by a bubble of distortion. The flickering flames of Chip's swords slow until even the tiniest of particles of the flame completely stops.
Oh, fuck.
Alongside everyone else in the room.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, wait, we all just stopped in time? We're just gonna time power?
Oh, fuck.
That was fucking quick.
Wait.
The vertical eye in the captain's forehead slowly changes from a white to a red glow, and both of your visions fill with red before suddenly you're watching the next 24 seconds. Each of you put up a desperate fight. With every new attempt at taking back the advantage, you watch yourselves be misled until you're led to your end, knowing that Gillian will burst the doors to witness the aftermath. And then quickly, Your perception returns to reality. Time is still halted.
It's a fucking JoJo villain. What the fuck are you guys fighting, dude? You guys are fucked.
Our lips can't move, with time standing still, but you hear the captain's voice again. Admirable that you would still fight. But as you just saw, you will be outclassed. If what you say is true, I have little interest in killing Captain Hendrix's playthings. Nor will I be stopped from reunion with my love. Perhaps I should be more empathetic to such blossoming rookies.
I can't open my mouth still. We're all stuck still.
Also frozen, you hear this in your mind telepathically.
I can't even banter.
That's how you know it's bad.
This is how the DM gets us to not interrupt the fucking monologue.
So I'll give you another chance. Here's the deal. You asked me what you will get in return, as if you have any leverage. How about this? Not only will I spare each of your lives in this room, I'll even offer to escort you and yours to the place marked on the map that we stole. In return, you will help me finish what I've started. You can turn over the rest of the survivors, because I know they are all hiding somewhere. Or an arm and a leg from the girl with the rarest blood. Time resumes. As time resumes and the flame starts to flicker again, so does the tune of the violin.
What
Doesn't even
is that
seem like
melody?
What is that melody?
Can I insight check Queen and just see how they're like looking, hearing this song? Because they did react to it.
You don't need to roll because they have fallen on their ass and they're
Okay, so they're
they're
panicked.
frightened.
They're frightened.
Yeah,
okay.
they're panicked. I'll let you roll Arcana, Jay.
I rolled a 9. It's not good.
Unfortunately, with the 9, you have little idea of what kind of magic is in this room or how powerful the magic is coming from the sorceress.
Where's Jay?
It looks like Jay is about maybe 20-ish, 30-ish feet or so. She's at the far end by the wall, but to you, Chip, it still looks like she's just deeper into this darkened, corrupted forest.
Condi,
Yeah? What's up?
how attached?
my arm and leg? I mean, like, pretty attached, man. How attached are you to your arm and leg?
I'd give him up. I don't know, man.
Literally attached.
Quite literally, yeah.
I'm just thinking out loud. Just thinking out loud.
Okay. As Jay here, I guess, not talking out loud anymore. If I agreed to give you my arm and leg, would you let them go first?
You can roll persuasion.
My persuasion's not great. 12.
How about at the same time?
And when you say give over the survivors, do you mean like the ones we have here? Or like the other ones? Just trying to clarify stuff right now. Just trying to get it all figured out.
She clarifies the ones that are hidden, not the ones in the room. So that underground colony of people surviving in the subterranean hideout, all of those people. That's Knock included.
That's Bird!
And I'm guessing, is that including the 2 people we have with us? Because they're technically a part of that camp.
These 2 in the room, they assume are a part of your crew. You might be able to guess, but she offered everyone in the room right now to be free.
Okay.
Igneous and Zamia would be chilling.
I'd like to look over to Igneous and Zamia. Like, what are their vibes right now? Like, they got
Angry.
probably unchill, right? I imagine it's unchill.
You clarified out loud about the survivors, and they both snap their heads at you. Zamia looks furious and frightened, and Igneous looks sad and angry at the prospect. But they're both chained, and because I don't want to influence your decisions, we'll say that their mouths are covered by the chains.
I'd like to look around the room for entry and exit points.
You're looking for exit and entry points, and all you see around you is that misty floored, dark forest, leafless black trees. So you can roll investigation or Arcana.
I would like to investigate, see if there are ways out. It is a 19.
As you start looking around, looking for a way to escape, the terrain begins to waver in your vision as you start to notice that things just aren't lining up in perspective. And for your vision, your perception, this magic drops and you are in the center, close to the throne, close to the captain, the center of a throne room that is completely darkened with just the red glow of the giant egg sack and countless ones that are covering the walls and the ceiling, all connected to it. And at the very back, maybe 40 to 60 feet behind you, is the entrance from when you came to two massive, sturdy doors that are shut, and there seems to be reflective runes on it.
I look at Zamia and Igneous. Well, we can't give up the survivors. I look to Jay. And I'd rather not give up Jay's arm and leg. Stand still for a moment, looking as if he's pondering, he's thinking, he's looking at all his friends. I'm gonna attack the chains.
Oh, no!
I'm gonna attack the chains.
Which chains? There are 4 attached to the NPCs. You have 2 attacks. You can pick 2 of them on one.
Griffin.
Or...
Smart.
So you rush over to Griffin and smash down twice on the chains that are binding him. Go ahead and roll to hit.
All right. That first one is a 15.
15 does not hit.
Second one is a
Come on.
11.
No!
So you smash down as the fucking metal reverberation sings through the room, and the captain just sort of looks up disappointed, and everyone else begins to rush in, and combat begins.
Get over near Griffin, and I just say, still got that infrared cannon?
I told you I was low.
I have a plan if we can get away from them. This is a run situation, by the way.
Yeah, the runes, the doors and runes on them is where I went, oh!
So, Chip, after you look around and you strike the chains, realizing that these are going to be terribly hard to break with metal on metal, the captain looks up with like a sort of a disappointing gaze and says, should you change your mind at any point, you could spare us of this waste. And then she jumps up with those massive spider legs that sort of come out of her back. She jumps up onto the ceiling, and all of her eyes that sort of flash this white in the room, and I just need you guys to make charisma saving throws.
No +4s today.
Fucking garbage 12.
Got a 16.
The foulness of her very presence as her eyes flash almost sort of sink into your being, your consciousness, and from now until she drops the spell, you guys have to subtract a d4 from your attacks and ability checks.
Charlie, you want to roll the d4s?
Yeah, guys, I'll roll the d4s.
I don't know. I just give you something
No,
to do.
I'm into it. Happy to help.
You always roll low.
Afterwards, just after this happens, Jay, your attention is caught by the sorceress who has this sickly, sort of purple silvery magic that swirls around the orb at the top of their staff, and then it shoots out this dart, this ray. It is a 10 to hit.
That does not, no.
You like roll out of the way, and you hear the sizzle as it sort of cracks and decays the ground around it that it hits. Speaking of Jay, next up is you.
Okay, how close am I to the wall? I don't see the illusion anymore, so there's a wall in here somewhere. But how close am I to a wall?
There are 4 walls of a normal chain bar.
Yeah.
You just sort of dodge out of the way, so you're about 10 feet, and as you kind of dodge out of the way and see this happen, you also see the Changel Eurity fly upwards and yank the people in chains with her, and at the same time, that gluttonous Gluto, the gluttonous multi-layered dragon turtle looking humanoid, jumps up with her and begins to like grab onto the chains and slam your friends down onto the ground. What do you do with your turn? You would have also heard, I mean, everyone's voices carries throughout the chamber, so you're able to hear normally. You would have also heard her say, if at any point you change your mind.
I did hear that, but I think for now we're gonna roll with this.
Go for it.
A little panicked, Jay kind of like sweeps out of the way of this magic bolt that hits the ground next to her, and she's gonna yell out to her crew, "Get out of the chains and come to me!" And then she's gonna turn around towards the wall, point her fingers backwards, and say, "Fire away!" and a fucking cannon spawns in front of her and shoots down the goddamn wall.
Oh shit.
It spawns a dark pearlescent cannonball in front of me and shoots towards your target, which my target is the wall. It's a DC 15 saving throw, but it's a wall. I don't think it's gonna, dodge, and it does double damage to structures.
Well, hang on. What's the wall's dex, man?
What if it does dodge?
What are you gonna do at that fucking
What if the
point?
bricks all get out of the way?
I mean, I'll feel bad. I'll feel really bad. Okay, I'm gonna roll 10d10.
Do you have that many?
Well, no, I'm just doing it on D&D Beyond.
It's on the internet.
There's infinite. There's
Bizly.
infinite. Let's see the money. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of big numbers.
Okay,
65 damage.
that's really respectable.
God, I hope that breaks through a wall.
Can you do it again?
Only once per long rest. So, this is my gambit. This is, if this doesn't work, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
That's super respectable. No, that's good. That's like a higher end.
Yeah, if it doesn't break, I'm just gonna, hey guys, how about that arm and leg? Yep.
Concerning.
You conjure up the dark pearlescent ball, and it crashes into the wall and it creates like a cannonball sized crater inside of it as it shoots directly from it, and like some of the stone scatters and shoots off and crumbles all around it. And if you look through the hole in the wall, you see that it leads to another chamber that is not lit, and then you do see the ball still glowing embed itself far deep into the far wall on this side of the chamber. However big a cannonball is, that's
Big.
about how big.
But not big enough.
Next up, the massive minotaur with 4 arms jumps down from the platform the entire crew is sort of waiting on, and he cracks his neck, cracks all of his knuckles at the same time, and he goes, "Now this is the option I would have picked." And then he gets down like a track runner on all 4s, and he looks up and sees the line of your crew members chip directly toward Jay, and he's, "You better dodge," and then bull rushes straight through all of you in hopes to hit Jay. Everybody roll a dex save except for Jay. I'm gonna roll to hit.
Allow me to roll some D4s, gang. Chip, you get a -1. That's bad. Jay, you get a minus.
I don't have a minus to anything because there's no dex save. He's just hitting me.
So I get a 21.
Rogues, you're not gonna take any damage from that. For Jay, does an 18 hit?
No, because it casts shield.
Chip, you manage to successfully get out of the way. Queen, however, gets completely trampled, and some of the crew can't dodge, but they get just sort of whipped out of the way by the chains that they're grappling on as they're being sort of puppeted around and slung around by Eurydice. And Jay, you bring up that arcane shield just in time, where the tips of his horns and his skull just sort of almost like pierces through it, but it's being the web of the arcane is holding itself together to block his charge. And you see behind him, he left behind a trail of lightning, and he goes,
God.
"You did well to not get hit."
Oh, too close of a call. Better lose my arm and leg anyway. Holy shit.
Wonderful.
Gillian,
Yes.
your group, yourself, the sort of charming but roughed up satyr, Star, the cleric, and the tabaxi who you saw in a vision after slaying one of the corrupted Hallowed. All of you come up to the entrance or the exit to the dungeons, and you see in front of you, it's similar to the webbing in the forest, but instead of the webs being connected by trees, it covers almost everywhere your eyes can see, leading up from this door to the only way up to the second floor of the steps. And roll an Arcana check.
Arcana.
As you notice, there's something different about these specifically.
Gods, lend me your knowledge. 17, actually.
Every now and then, through the webs inside of them, you'll see almost like an electric current.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. Okay. All right.
This is a problem, Star says.
This is a problem, and it appears hang on, I learned this trick at the underwater farm. And I pull out a small, blade of grass, and I touch the web with it. Because if you touch an electric fence with a blade of grass, you feel a little tingle, and you know if it's electrified.
How do you know that?
Raising kelpies.
The blade of grass tingles. There are electric currents in the webs.
Something's wrong with this grass. Okay. Okay, the webs are electrified, but I don't see any speeds raised. Does anyone have a way to blast through it? Because I don't think I can Mission Impossible this.
I'm weakened, as all of us are.
Yes.
My only option would be to open a door to the other side, but only myself and one other. The satyr goes, I can't do any of that. I'm just
Okay.
normal guy. The tabaxi goes, well, I could be a rat.
That's great. What did you say your name was?
You can call me Green.
Green. Okay. Green, you rat. And, all right, Star, you do that door thing. So that just leaves me and...
Just you.
Just me. Okay.
Getting through it, yeah.
Then I'll just Misty Step.
All right, how far does Misty Step go?
Say yours first.
You're looking about 150 feet of movement.
Oh, fuck off.
How far does Misty Step go?
30.
That's it? Really?
Yeah. Okay. Then it might not even be
You've got a
worth
long
it.
haul to get through.
Can you turn me into a rat?
I cannot.
That's all right. You guys go ahead. I'll figure this out. I'm going to I'm gonna reach into my fucking bag. God, there's no good way. You've given me the one thing that Gillian is so bad at. I reach into my bag. I'm gonna chug a greater healing potion.
If it helps you, there are no deck saves involved with this.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna chug a greater healing potion just in case, so I get 15 back. That's not bad.
Okay.
What was it? Survival last time?
You can either roll investigation or survival to determine where is safe to move on the webs.
Okay.
With your last experience, there are parts of the webs that are stickier than others.
What would the roll be to just like straight up book it Mission Impossible style, like try and dive through it? I want athletics. I'm talking sprinting. I'm talking leaping. I'm talking kicking off the walls. I'm talking turning into a corkscrew midair. The more I'm saying it, it's sounding like acrobatics, and it's not good.
Well, you have to do this for over 100 feet, and it's covered everywhere. So it's sticky. It's a lot of webbing. It's like you're in a giant spider's web or nest, and you're trying to get through it without getting stuck.
Okay, let me just check my spells one more time before I do some stupid shit. Before I do something.
You also
stupid.
could Misty Step at least 30 feet forward.
I know, but out of 150, it just doesn't even feel.
Do what you will. Do what you will.
I've got it. I pull out the size coin.
All right.
Okay.
This is going to go terribly.
This either goes really well or not.
You watch as the tabaxi sort of swirls some black and decayed leaves around him that were just going to scatter through the webs and the floors, and then transforms into this rat and begins to run through the small crevices.
Yes, I will now turn into the Grat. I'm going to roll a d4. 1 to 2 is small, 3, 4 is big. Here we go. Small.
Let me guess, you're extremely big.
I'm extremely big.
This is not good. This is
I
so
flip
not
the size
good.
coin. I'm absolutely huge.
How much do you grow?
Perfect. I grow. I believe I double in all dimensions. And you know what? I'm already here. We're already doing it. I'm fucking huge. I'm fucking massive. I'm just gonna freaking like a bull that's had one too many bad slops in the morning. I'm just gonna fucking get through it. I'm just gonna fucking bust through this shit because my friends are waiting on the other side, and I'm gonna run, and I'm just gonna suck it up. And I'm gonna nut up, and I'm gonna bust right through.
Roll a strength check this first turn to pull the webs by force as you bull rush through it.
Big time rush! And I run through it. That is a 21.
This first check is enough to pass. As you plant both feet in, you step on webs immediately, and they go. You need to roll a con save as this electric current kind of zaps through your feet into your body, but you're able to keep moving forward on this turn.
Don't even feel it!
See it, Gillian.
That is an 11. I feel it!
You take 27 points of lightning damage.
27!
As you are jolted like getting hit with the taser, you do not, however, get stunned. would have been really bad.
I'm absorbing elements. What the fuck is half of 27? That's insane.
14.
Wow. Okay, how far did I make it?
A little over a third, assuming you dash, but because you are super big and fighting a ton of webs, even with your strength check, you're a little over a third.
Okay, all right. Then I'm gonna guidance myself, and I'm gonna say, "It is my destiny to become the spider." And I go.
We'll come back on your next turn.
Oh fuck! I'm never getting there.
You're never getting here. Wait, did any of the other characters escape the chains or try anything?
Everyone on this turn so far is still chained up. So Chip, it's your turn.
Would you allow me to just switch to the Forgetful Dagger? Or do I need to use the turn for it?
In Baldur's Gate 3, it's an action, so I don't know. Should I, guys?
Yeah. You should let him do it.
Yeah, of course, go for it.
And I am going to go for a slap on these chains once again. Charlie, with a D4, please.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. Sending you good vibes. That's a 2.
Oh, it don't matter. I rolled a 2. It's a 10 total.
These are tough chains.
Anything in the room that I could hide behind or in?
I don't know. The queen is at the very top. She sees everything. I'll say from her specifically, you get disadvantage, so roll stealth against everyone else regularly.
It's 29 with everybody, and 24 with her.
From everybody else, you feel particularly hidden.
She feels perceptive.
Her gaze is incessantly on you.
Damn.
The shadows that sort of wisp around her feet, sort of billow and build up, begin to build higher until it's completely obscuring her, swirls around like a tornado before it dissipates, and then reforms right about 40 feet away from you, Jay. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw as she speaks another command word and then slams her staff on the ground once again, and these purplish silver tendrils come lashing out at you again.
Roll that D4 for me, Charlie.
Yes, ma'am. That is gonna be a 4.
Okay, that's on 11.
Yeah.
We did give a vision say that this wasn't going to go well. Every turn that comes, I'm like dreading the future more and more and more. Either way, you watch as your turn is next. So what were you gonna do?
Oh, what was I gonna do?
Yeah, were you gonna move at all?
No, I don't think move. I was probably gonna try to shoot the Changel, if anything.
As you reach for your weapon, at the beginning of your next turn, you begin to feel, I almost see sort of like an after image of your arm as your hand moves slower, like you're being crushed by time itself, to the point where you're moving at half the pace and you have been slowed. So your AC now is -2. You won't be able to use reactions, and you have to use either an action or a bonus action.
I have to? Okay.
You don't have to, but you can only use one or the other.
Oh, okay. It's one or the other. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm slowed. I'll still try to shoot at the Changel.
That's a 3, just so you know.
That's a 18 then to hit.
Okay, 18 hits.
Bad roll, 7 damage.
That's a lucky number.
It is.
In a lot of cultures.
Next up is the Minotaur directly in front of you. Gardak Skullcrusher.
his name is Skullcrusher.
You must be very attached to your limbs to give up everyone's life here for it.
They're pretty attached to me. I mean,
I wonder how much you'll be attached when they're crushed. And then he raises up 2 arms and goes to fucking slam on them on you.
Yeah, okay. I can't do the shield this one.
No, you can't take reactions. So one of them hits.
What's the damage, DM? How much damage are we talking?
17 points of bludgeoning damage from one fist that comes down and smashes into your to one of your shoulders and kind of crushes your arm on the ground, like getting hit with a heavy hammer. And that's going to be Gardak.
That's okay.
But not before the 2 smaller arms on the out of the ribcage go to pick you up. What?
You know what?
Go ahead and roll acrobatics or athletics.
That's mean. Okay, that's a 15 then. That's nice. I pray it's okay. I don't know. I don't really want to be in this guy's arms when I start growling.
You use acrobatics.
Yes.
Because you rolled too low, you're able to get out of the way after freeing and sliding your arm out from under his giant meaty fist. And that is Gardak. Next up, Gillian, you are bull rushing your way through.
Here we go!
You're bull rushing your way through.
Yeah.
At the top of your round, though, however, I'd like you to make a perception check with disadvantage because you're probably not focused on looking around.
I'm also stupid as hell. Hang on. fuck. It was a natural 20 and an 18, so a 19 with disadvantage, actually.
Why is that even bad? A 19 with disadvantage is so fucking good.
I'm just pissed I lost in that 20.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see, sort of in the opposite direction of where you were heading, just off to the side, underneath some fallen debris from what looks around the surrounding like walls and overhangs like balconies and stuff. There is a glint, a silver shine underneath some of the rubble.
And is that's where like the web situation is right now?
It's off the path. It looks risky, but it's something that catches your eye.
Okay, it caught my eye. The GM told me it caught my eye. Is it 30 feet away?
Yes.
Woo! All right. One sec, guys. Something's caught my little eye. I spy, and I whoosh, turn into this mist and reform by it. And I guess I'll go and check it out. This little glint of metal. I swear to God, if it's just like a cool rock.
It's a spoon.
Awesome. I'll hold on to this for later.
Somebody left the silverware here.
You lift up the rock, you pull out this like very ornate knife from a silverware set. I'm fucking kidding.
Are you serious?
Why are you silent? No, you lift up the rock. You reach under and you pull out, attached to a chain, this silver amulet that has a very bright, glowing green gem embedded into it, resting into it. And on the back, it has some sort of inscription. What languages do you speak?
I speak English, Spanish, and Primordial.
You are unable to read it, but you have the amulet and you can tell that it is magical.
Okay. Star, do you know what this thing is?
From
like 100 feet away.
Yeah, you watch just as the two, the Satyr and Star, Mary and Star, walk out of the dimension door on the other side, and you yell it out.
Look, I found a cool necklace!
I don't have my spectacles, so I can't.
You know, it's okay, I'll walk it to you! Ah!
Okay. When you place your first foot, because you're so much heavier now, the ground below you in this spot on the path back to where you were going is very, very shaky, like unstable.
Is it gonna take away from my movement to cast guidance? Like, is it gonna take away from how far I can go?
Technically, yeah, but we're not gonna worry about movement and stuff for this.
Okay, then I'll just guidance myself. It is my destiny to get to my friends and to bring this necklace and maybe to find a spoon along the way, because I've been looking for one. I lost mine. I think Chip stole it. Yeah. I'll also put the necklace on. I don't know if it's I mean, maybe it's cursed, but whatever. I'm just gonna keep trying to get through these fucking webs, man. I mean...
Okay, are you doing anything different to try and avoid the ground crumbling from beneath you?
I mean, I'm gonna touch all these webs anyway. Maybe I can kind of like Spider-Man it, where I'm holding on to them a little bit to support my weight, and kind of just fucking fling myself and just keep barreling, because I'm not very dexterous, and I'm not very light, and I have nothing to help.
So you reach up and grab some webs, hoping to sling yourself up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna touch them no matter what, so I'm like running through them all. Yeah.
The ones that you grab, your hands immediately get stuck to them. Both of your hands are stuck.
It's all right. It's all about elastic suspension, spring, tension, and structure. And then I'm gonna fucking try and fling myself.
Okay, first, I'm just gonna say roll con save as soon as you grab the webs.
Don't even feel it. 27.
You absorb the electricity.
Okay. I supercharge like fucking Turbo the Snail. And I'm ready to go.
He's ready to go.
First roll athletics to pull these cords of webs back.
Say no
They
more,
are
DM.
extremely tensile.
But so am I. 21.
Success on this means you're able to pull these as far as you can go before the crumbled rubble blocks your path. And now you're going to be rolling strength to free yourself from the webs at the right moment so that it slingshots you over this path and you don't have to deal with the unstable, potentially crumbling floor.
I close my eyes.
And the DC is not low.
And I remember Grandpapa Finn's stories of the flying fish. And I know that it is now little Gillian's time to soar. As I fly.
Let's see it, Gillian.
As I fly with guidance. As I fly with a 24!
Yes! He's done it! He's done it!
God damn it!
The madman!
I was born from the sea, but who says I can't grow my own wings? I fucking soar.
Oh man, can we just stay with Gillian? I mean, this is great.
So much better.
The shockwave from the release of this tension as the ground below where you were begins to crumble and a hole opens up and you can see below. It leads, you actually can't because you get flung over, but it's just darkness.
Oh my God.
You can gather it's the floor below, which is where the dungeon was.
Yeah.
And you get flung over, you rip your arms and your entire
Torpedo.
body off the web as it reaches that sort of like reverse apex, I guess, where the rubber band, and you start flying, and you notice that you're going to hit web either way, but you're sort of directly flying towards one of the like sort of archway windows. We're doing this shit again. That is covered by web, but if you rip through the web, you're gonna go straight through the window.
Wait, so I don't want to go through the window?
You remember what happened last time somebody went through a window?
Oh no, we're not doing this again, are we?
No, there's no plane.
There's no fucking plane of sand. Okay, wait. So I'm going in the wrong direction, is what I'm hearing.
Pretty much, you've flown so far, you're now across the hall to where that you are walking down. You're going straight for a window covered in web. Let me just see if the web is able to stick.
I look at the web and I go, Trap Moline. And I'm gonna try and fucking, I guess, bounce to correct my course. I don't fucking know anymore.
So you impact with the web and you'll hear the window behind it shatter, but the web is way too strong. You don't rip through it, but you do get stuck to this wall, essentially.
Okay.
And
There's nothing to be done about that.
next up is Chip.
Oh shit. Good luck, guys.
All right, so I'm gonna jump out and I'm gonna attack the one holding the chains, the changel.
She's in the air, unfortunately, which means you can't reach. Unless you make a very difficult acrobatics
Why
check.
is it difficult? I'm just calling it.
You basically have to tightrope balance on one of the chains that are attached to your compatriots in order to reach her.
Anything elastic in the area?
Get your own thing. Maybe you can find a spoon up there.
All right, I'll try the acrobatics check. No, I got a 9.
You use a lot of your movement. You slip and fall off the chains, so you're not going to be able to attack her on this turn.
I will attack the chains.
You can, go for it. Roll a hit.
Yeah, I'll attack the one on Griffin. Charlie, a D4, please, if you don't mind.
Oh, only a 1.
Natural 20. That makes it a 29.
Let's go. And you got a fucking crit? Dude,
Natural
fuck yes.
20. Well, I rolled 2 1s.
No way.
Shittiest crit of all time.
It is pretty bad.
I guess 8 is my crit.
You're able to get through one of the sides of the chain, one of the links, but it doesn't cut it all the way through to where the chain breaks.
Can I just hide? I want to hide.
Do you have a bonus action still?
Yeah.
Roll stealth.
25.
Hidden from everyone else, but her gaze is all-seeing. And she just sits and watches from the ceiling.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Next up is the sorceress. She says out, Gardak, can you focus someone else? I will handle the unique one. But I thought we were taking her limbs. And she begins to whisper out this infernal, unrecognizable language. And it crawls into your ears. Jay, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Is this a concentration?
Yeah, you are no longer slowed.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I got an 8. So
These whispers begins to translate as your eyes glaze over and you become enchanted by their suggestions. Your friends will die. You could be their savior. And you're charmed, and on your next turn, the command you are going to try your best to obey is go towards the sack.
any burlap sacks just lying around in the corners of the room, like
Like a small sack of potatoes.
potatoes. Like, you know, surely they just left something.
What is Jay's perception of me? Would she consider me a sack of shit?
I do consider you a sack of shit.
Shut the
curious.
fuck up. No, you register in your mind that the command is to go towards the big giant red egg sack in the behind the throne. You're gonna do this until the end of their next turn, unless you take damage.
Okay.
Which you don't really know. The only thing that Jay knows in her mind is that they're right. You need to go towards that big red sack, or else everyone in the room is going to die.
Can I do any other actions, or is it all just moving?
You have to do your best to obey, so whatever that is.
So probably just dashing to the sack.
Well, I mean, there's not really many ways to interpret it when you say that I interpret it as the big red sack in the middle of the room. I mean,
Dude, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you failed to say
there's no real loop.
Spells don't have loopholes.
Why not? That's fucked up. Yeah, well, I just head towards the fucking thing in the middle, man. I mean,
You make it 60 feet closer, which is right at as soon as you get right up to it, you're within 10 feet of the big sack. You see, it's almost translucent enough to where you can feel and you get that dum dum, the heartbeat that comes from within.
I'm right where I need to be.
As she's staring at the sack, she's just like, I just watched Jay like move over towards the sack, like.
In real time, you see Jay just start dashing over to the sack, and she gets right up on it on this round. Queen finally succeeded their roll to not be frightened by the music, and they're going to try to break out of the chains. Queen does break free. Griff time.
Does Griffin get anything because I cracked the
Griffin
chain?
gets advantage because it's cracked yet.
That's
So Griffin
awesome.
able to like tink, rip that one chain link free from it and then drop the chains from himself. Igneous, unfortunately, despite being so burly, fails. Zamia as well, I guess, because they're, I don't know why, but they're not. They're rolling like 2s and 4s. So the two of them are still chained up. But as soon as Griffin frees himself, Gluto, that massive, monstrous turtle, takes the chains that are attached to its shell filled with things and swings it over their head and right onto Griffin. And he puts up his arm made of his gun, that metal, and puts it up, and it slams him down. And he gets dropped to one knee. And I guess, Chip, you're right. I know you ran off and hid, so he goes, all right, big guy, I'm gonna kill you. So they are sort of, Griffin is freed, but he's occupied by Gluto, essentially. And when Clever Queen frees themselves, they start to equip their massive oversized oboes twirled around, and they put it up to their lips, but they tremble before they're able to play it. Unfortunately, the violin is just a little louder. Bardic inspiration is drowned out.
Oh, man.
Next up is Garnak. Well, who am I going to focus on now? She slams one of his hoofs into the ground, and a decently sized piece of stone from the floor rises up. As he swings one of his giant fists towards it, almost like this electric lightning surges up his leg, up his body, and into his fist, and he hits the rock. There's a brief moment of impact before the rock goes flying towards this group of your crew members that are all kind of gathered up in one area. Chip is in the same kind of area but hidden, and as soon as the rock hits the ground in this area, it explodes with this kind of lightning mixed with debris burst. And I guess Chip, just roll a dex save since you are in the area.
10 total.
Chip, you take you take 20 points of lightning damage.
Oof.
Wow!
Just the fall off energy from this attack hits you, Chip, and it sends like a course of it jolts through your body. Next up, Gillian!
No! Okay, I hit this web like a human torpedo. How far away am I from the exit, or I guess the end of the web time?
We'll see. Go ahead and make your strength check to free yourself from the webs.
It's my destiny to just keep on freaking trucking. That is going to be a 23. I want to hit this freaking web, and I want to trampoline off and just keep going.
All right, you rip yourself free. You are shredding through.
Yes. How much more do I have to do this? Because it's gonna not be good eventually. I'm gonna roll bad and die.
You're just always in contact with the weapon because you're not trying to avoid any danger.
Just trying to go. Just trying to get there.
So I'll say you'll make it at the end of your turn, but you have to roll another con save because of the electricity and all the weather.
Makes sense, because I don't even feel it! 22.
Holy shit.
I am the lightning.
I'll say that you don't even feel it.
I transcend, and I gain lightning resistance forever.
No.
And it finally happens, and I can stop getting struck by lightning every episode.
Wait, are you wearing your armor?
Yeah, so actually, I wasn't this whole stealth mission, but I do want to put it on the first chance I get.
Whenever you finally break through the last part of this area that's been covered with the electric webbing, you look behind you and you see that there's just like like a trail that has been cut out of all of the webs. There's some that are just like waving in the air.
I think I dodged most of them.
You step out, some of it is still kind of like crackling while it's wrapped around your skin. You have to like pull it off and throw it onto the ground. You're huge at the moment, right?
Yes, yeah.
When do you want to put your armor on?
I think it's an action, so I guess when I get the chance to.
I'll say that you're not in any combat at the moment, so you can if you want.
Okay, yes, absolutely. I'll put my armor on. I'll fucking throw back another fucking potion. And I will ask Star about the amulet. Hey, well, we're just running. It's a bit tight in here, but have you ever seen anything like this? I sort of show the inscription on it.
Oh dear, I think that amulet is... Oh no, you're wearing it already too?
Well, yeah, I figured maybe they put something here that could help us for the challenge ahead.
Oh no, how are you feeling? Are you enfeebled at all?
What?
Wait, no, wrong amulet. Sorry, she gets a little closer.
I am so upset for a second.
Yes, these are the necklaces that each of the palace's knights used to wear.
And what did they do then? I say, running. With urgency.
Well, assuming that they were all still alive, they'd be able to recognize you as one of the knights, but obviously that is not true. And as she's saying this, you actually come up to the steps where you notice the sets, almost like 6 or 10 of them, these sets of silver armor begin to rise as you approach, animated by these like dark, shadowy tendrils.
If only there was some word we could say. I show them the amulet and I say, fear not, I'm that guy.
You hold up the amulet in front of all of them and it kind of lets out this vibrant cone of a glow. And whereas at first they were lumbering toward you, the amulet, the sign of it, has all of these animated pieces of armor. These past lives. Stop. Every single one of them rolled a single digit. And as long as the others stay behind you, and this is pointed at them, they will stay stopped.
Does it seem like they're sentient or no?
It seems like...
Like if I said like, come with me, we've got a crew to save. Like, is that crazy?
It doesn't seem like they speak. They don't have like mouths or faces to form words.
Can I cast suggestion on the armor?
Yeah, I don't think this is going to...
never mind.
I don't think they can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to get the vibe. All right, see. I will just hold the amulet out. Don't mind us. Just passing through. And I'll just keep going. Just one sec, Star. Just pull out of my bag another healing potion. just fucking shove it down my gullet.
Yes. All our potions.
I'm basically using all of them, and I'm rolling so bad on like this one just restored like 5 HP. Like this is like the War of 1,000 reverse cuts, basically. Yeah.
Okay, so as your groups begins to kind of run up the half spiraled or curling staircases that lead up to the second floor, you have to point the amulet long enough before they're out of sight, and then the armor sort of, you hear them clank back down onto the ground, and Star grabs the amulet from you and looks at the back and it says, "This looks to be giant script." Not that
I'm
the actual
giant.
amulet. Not the amulet isn't giant. You have to. If you are born a giant
small.
or a Goliath, this is what it was written. Our emperor was, the only one who could speak it. So
Less giant script, more like fine print. I really can't. I guess it's just too small for me
very
to
fortunate you were able to find this and that it worked.
read. Yeah, I actually just thought it was a cool spoon, and I lost mine.
Our stabs are likely wherever they were hoarding all of their treasure. Just from overhearing slight conversations from that young person and that was watching over the prisoners.
Hopefully wasn't a person. Anyway, did they happen to mention where the treasury was? Or do you happen to know where it might be?
We're
it's
going
a
to
palace, so probably close to the throne, right? I mean, if I was
There are countless numbers of rooms and chambers in this palace. It could be any one of them.
well, fuck.
We'll look into the doors that we pass on our way.
That sounds good. And if we need to get in there and just wreck shop with our fists, so be it, Star.
The rat goes from rat back to tabaxi. And and you guys begin to continue up and head through. You're made it to the second floor without having to fight a ton of...
Just hold on, Chip and Jay! We're coming and there's a rat! There's a cat now!
So Jay is in front of the sack. And the captain uses her monstrous spider legs to sort of climb down the ceiling and onto the wall, still on the wall, above the egg sack and above Jay's head. And when she speaks, it's soft and calm and apathetic, but everyone can hear her in the vicinity. I suppose this is your last chance to make a compromise. And then she opens her mouth and this red saliva begins to leak out as her jaw extends past the hinge would normally allow. And this liquid begins to leak out onto Jay's head. Just make a dex save.
Charlie, roll the d4 first.
That's a 4.
You got this, Condi.
10 total.
You stand at the base of this red sack and this liquid begins to pour down your head, and as it touches the ground at your feet, it almost sort of crystallizes like a translucent red cocoon and you become restrained,
Here we go again.
which means you can't move. Attacks have advantage and your attacks have disadvantage.
We gotta start being able to do some shit like this, guys.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Would like it
I don't know if I want to.
on the level of this.
Next up is Chip. Depending on what you do, you may provoke attacks of opportunity. Just keep that in mind. So what are you going to do on your turn?
As long as I attack something, I don't get hit with attacks of opportunity. I'm gonna use my fiery blades and I'm gonna smack the fuck at the sorcerer.
All right, I do think activating them is an action, right? Or a bonus action?
Bring him back out. I'll use my bonus action. Hot mode. Run over the sorcerer. And I'll just attack one time. So that's only an 11 to hit.
An 11 unfortunately does not hit.
Fuck, I can't hide. All right, that's it. That's me.
I just started questioning. I was like, you guys are level 12, right?
I have no spells or anything, man. Like,
We went through a whole fucking city to get here.
And I just fucking suck.
And I'm just not there.
You slash through a part of her cloak that you think would be a vital or something that would at least knock her concentration on whatever spell she seems to be casting, and you go straight through it like shadow.
Sorry?
Next up is the sorceress. She holds concentration on the spell, and the command you hear in your brain, Jay, you don't need to fight. Just don't move.
do I get another wisdom saving throw?
According to the spell, there isn't a repeat save,
Oh.
but I'll double read it.
Huh?
So I'm just fucking, yeah.
What? What the fuck? Say it. What spell is that?
Dominate person.
That's crazy.
Each time the target takes damage, it makes a new wisdom saving throw against the spell.
Oh, the fucking cocoon didn't damage me, did it?
Not on this turn. Not on the last turn.
That's crazy.
Quite the devious strategic combo.
Hang on, guys. I'm coming. Don't worry. I definitely won't show up right after the bad thing happens.
I don't know. I just figured you guys have like something up your sleeve that you can go do is cool and like it's.
I do, but when I'm there.
Oh god.
Next up would be Jay, but
Yeah.
you are dominated and restrained. Queen sees what's happening, and with the only thing that they know how to do, they try to face their fears and inspire you. And the melody of their oboe outplays the violin. And so one person of your choice gets bardic inspiration.
For sure, Chip, right?
I feel like it has to be Chip. Yeah.
And then you can fucking stab this bitch.
You can't see, neither of you. I mean, Chip could sort of see, but mostly hear Griffin in combat with this giant turtle, and Igneous has managed to break free of the chains and actually grab them and yank Eurity down to his level and slam his giant amber sword into her. Jamia at this point is still sort of constrained, but you can see that she is expanding more and more as if they're soon to burst. Griffin, after he takes a slam from the spiked sort of shell of that turtle, who is not wearing it but using it as a weapon and a storage unit in itself, it's extremely heavy. The spikes embed into him. His eye, from his forehead, from his hairline, blood begins to trickle down his face, and he holds out his gun and he follows Chip's leads and he shoots at the sorceress. And this almost like a burst of 4 or 5 bullets go flying towards Sorceress, and he does roll enough to hit her, and she fails the concentration.
Oh my god! Fuck!
I mean, that's like great, but I'm also still restrained.
Dude, but you can resist it now.
No, you can actually do shit!
I can actually like resist it, yeah.
It is Gardak Skullcrusher's turn as he sees
Who the fuck cares?
an unhidden Chip. A new target. 21 to hit Chip with the first one as he leaps over, effortlessly closes distance, and then smashes his first attack onto you. I'm assuming a 21 hits.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll roll the second one just in case.
I'm gonna go 17.
Yeah, I mean, he has like a +7 to hit. His first slam with his fist, 17 points of bludgeoning damage. The second, 15 points of bludgeoning damage. And I need you to make acrobatics or athletics check.
Uncanny dodge.
That's your reaction. Now roll acrobatics or athletics.
That's a 14.
He rolls a 16. So you get lifted up by the 2 smaller arms, and like a berserker's rage, you get thrown across the room. So when you slam into the ground, you take an additional 14 points of bludgeoning damage. And you want to uncanny dodge one of them?
I uncanny dodged the one that was 17.
So round it up, it'd be 9. Yep. Next up is Gillian.
I'm sure they're doing great in there. Don't even worry about it, Star.
As you guys are running through the hallway, go ahead and make perception. Do you want me to roll with theirs, or do you want advantage?
Roll with theirs. This is not my thing. I rolled a 4.
Natural 1. Nice.
Jeez. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. You two keep looking for the weapons. Which way to the throne room, or is that where you said they were? Where did you say they were?
If you're looking for where the Emperor used to sit, it would be the very top. Past the 3rd floor.
Right. What floor are we on?
The 2nd.
Okay.
You're going to run ahead.
If things are as bad as you say, then they count on my aid and I'll count on yours. Or as we say, fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball. Riptide
I just don't-
Pirates.
Riptide motherfucking Pirates. I don't want to waste, you know what I mean? This feels like the move.
I say you can leave them behind and begin to rush towards the top as fast as you can on your turn.
Yeah.
You're not going to make it this turn, obviously. You're on the 2nd. There's a long way to go.
Totally fine. Totally fine. All right. Counting on you.
So whenever you say this to Star, she looks around and notices that, like, this is just one hallway and there's way too many to explore. She says, I'm going to follow you. I want to get there and help them just as bad as you. So let's stick together and we'll do what we can without our focuses. These two can't be in a battle anyways, assuming there would be one.
All right.
All right, you begin to rush forward. They stay behind. And after about, like, you're probably dashing as well. So after about 45 or so feet, you turn a corner on the 2nd floor of the hallway, and just before you can see the steps that lead up to the 3rd in the distance, but just before you actually see a crevice of light through, because everything in this interior is darkened. There's no lights that are turned on or anything. You see a crevice of light, and you see a few gold coins that are just have a trail almost that are coming out of that room and up the steps. but you also notice a giant, on the ceiling, a giant blue and white spider that you have to pass under to get where you're going.
You two go for the gold. Maybe that's where your focuses are. I'll distract El Speedray.
They nod and they wait for your...
I'ma haste myself. It's time to get faster. It's time to get wetter. It's time to get harder. And
You're big and fast.
Fucking steaming. I'm big. I'm fast. I'm scary. Yeah. I mean, can I just? It's a fucking giant spider. It's gonna try and attack us, right? So I'll attack it first. Fuck you, spider! I say to the spider as I jump at it and kick the shit out of it.
Dude, I bet it's such a chill spider and you're just like fucking it
It's
up
just
for
like
no
it's
reason.
chilling spider. It's having fun.
Wait, does it have kind eyes?
You can only do one or the other. You can either roll athletics to leap to make it to it because it's on the ceiling. It's high up.
Yeah.
You are tall. How tall are you?
Yeah.
No, you're doubled. So
Like
you were
doubled, so like
what
10 feet,
5'1"?
like crazy.
Okay, so
5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, okay, so I'll say you either make an athletics with advantage to reach it, or you can roll insight to see if it has kind eyes.
I feel like rolling an insight to see if it has kind eyes is a psychotic thing to do.
Yeah, dude, it's a spider. We're in the fucking Dark Souls arena.
So I'm going for the Dark Souls ass spider. That is 2 8s, baby, so that's a 16.
All right, go ahead and roll your first attack.
16 to hit.
A 16 hits.
Nice. Do I have all my attacks, or how does it, what was action-wise, what's going on right now?
With haste, I mean, I only know rules through Baldur's Gate 3, which means 1 action equals 2 attacks if you have 2 attacks per action.
I'm gonna do all my attacks. First one's a 16. Second one's a fucking natural 1.
Really? Okay, that does not
Haste
hit.
attack is a 15.
A 15 does hit.
I'm going to quicken spell Glacial Blade to make another attack. That's a 19 to hit. 19 hits. That does an additional 10 plus 11 cold damage. I activate my Luxpress Pearl Shard, and it has to make a strength save.
Okay, how much damage total?
Fuck this thing. I'm sorry if it has kind eyes. 39 damage.
I rolled a 17 for the strength save. It doesn't matter. How do you want to do this?
Oh, fuck. I look into his eyes and I say, not kind enough. Jump up and just absolutely cut it in two. And just fucking keep running. That's how I want to do it.
You slash through its body. It goes as it just explodes into viscera around this hallway. As
Holy
it does, they open up the door to this room filled with stuff that you can't see because you're distracted,
Yep.
and it blocks the viscera from impacting any of them. And within a moment, you start running, and within like 30 feet of movement, for the rest of your round, you start to hear them begin to follow. That is your turn, though.
Okay, perfect. That's a pretty good turn. Right.
Yeah, right. I looked at the stat block I prepared for Spider. I was like, you could kill that thing. I'm gonna put it in front of you.
I was just like, I'm gonna do as much damage as possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
Now it would be Chimp.
I'm gonna attack the sorcerer again. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it. We're gonna get it done. That first one. The first one's gonna be. Can I get the D4, please? And thank you.
Here I go. That's gonna be a 1.
That's a 24 to hit. Second one. We'll give this a shot. Can I get a D4? Thank you very much. Please,
Let me
thank
get you a
please, thank
D4.
thank
That's gonna be
my
a
friend, my
3.
friend, my friend, my friend. That's okay, 'cause that puts me at a 23. Roll a natural 19, baby. Okay, so that's 2 attacks we're talking about right now. 2 attacks.
Can we see a sneak attack? Can we see a sneak attack on the attack?
We
Let's
might be
find
able to
out.
see a little bit of sneak attack on this one. All right, the first one is going to be 7 piercing damage. And then we've got some fire. 9 fire damage, so 7 piercing, 9 fire. That's where we're starting off right now. But we're not ending there because we're going to go down to
Liking
this.
that very much. Very
Because
good.
we're going to go down to the sneak attack. We're going to roll it. We're going to roll it. We're going to roll it. A lot of ones.
Big
A lot of
damage.
ones.
Oh,
we got a
no.
16. We got a 16 on the sneak attack. It's not very
It's
good, but it's
32
not the
total,
worst. It's not the
32,
worst. It's okay. We got
we got a
a
32.
little bit more damage. We got a little bit more damage. Everybody hang on to your hats. Hold on. Hold on. We're going. That's another 1. So we got another 4 piercing. We're talking about another 4 piercing. We're not doing too hot. We're not doing too hot. But we got 2d6 to talk about right now. We got 2d6. We got 2d6. And the last dice. Last dice that we're rolling, everybody. So they get it. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. That's 2 6s. Making it 12
Oh shit, 48.
fire
That's 48 damage. 48 damage.
48 damage total on the sorceress. That's 48 damage total. Thank you.
Going once, going twice. Sold. 40 damage.
Sold.
This podcast sucks.
How the fuck did you do all that? That's crazy.
I don't know. I just kept talking and it kept adding.
He started trying.
I stopped switching weapons and actually started using them. And now I'm gonna run out of range of the big guy. I wanna run to wherever it's like there's something between us.
Yeah, it's like one of those bosses where he charges at you, but he just charges forward and so he'll hit a wall and stun himself.
Yeah, like a pillar or
Yeah,
something. You know what I
like,
mean? Like I
yeah.
want to be like out of his view. I'm not hiding necessarily because I don't have a bonus action for that. But like I run to the other side of a pillar and I just stand there. He can know I'm there, but like I don't want to be his direct like first thought. You feel me?
Maybe he doesn't have object permanence.
Where did he go? No, it's not.
It's working.
You carve into this sorceress desperately, and it does a significant amount of visual damage. You tatter the, I don't know how to describe it, to be honest, but she looks rough.
Cry about it.
The two prisms, elongated prisms that oscillate the orb at the tip of her staff, as she takes it, she goes, and she uses it to right herself, and those two prisms sort of snap together like the tip of a spearhead, and this smoky purple magic begins to kind of swirl around it as she starts to lumber towards where you are, and she's going to twirl it and then use it to take basically 2 stabs at you, or
I didn't mean it.
15 to hit. Nope. 23 to hit.
Yeah.
You take 7 points of piercing damage when it embeds into your abdomen, sort of like the lower right side, just underneath your rib cage.
Okay.
And for a second, you've been hit by worse. You're like, oh, it's not that bad. And then whatever this arcane energy that was swirling around it, you feel it burst inside of you.
It's never good when things burst inside you.
You take 20 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh, yeesh.
And they... your hit point maximum, by the way, reduces by 20 as well. Clutching their own wounds after they rip it out of your abdomen. You will all make fine nutrient for our queen.
I'm gonna kill the shit out of you. Like I'm totally gonna kill you. You're so evil.
Jay, you are restrained, but your mind is your own.
Get the fuck out of there.
You will be making a dex save at the end of your turn,
Okay,
no matter what.
to break out.
As you can feel yourself begin to turn. I mean, it's crawling up your legs at this point.
Okay.
You feel yourself becoming cocooned.
Can I get a lay of the land as far as how everybody looks on the allied side?
Chip looks like he's about to die. In the background, Igneous and Griffin and Zamia just recently, Zamia's still chained. They've been taking beatings just from being slammed around by both the giant turtle. They don't look great. I mean, Igneous is free and he's fighting with Eurydi, but the battle is ongoing. It's not sure who's going to win. And Griffin wants to run away and help you, but Gluto, the giant turtle, smashes him at every turn. So the most you could do is shoot the sorceress. And Queen, if Queen gets into melee with any of these, they will die. And so they have tried to drown out whatever magic is buffing the rest of the crew members from the antagonistic pirate crew from the violin player on their side. And while they aren't damaged, they are mentally not looking great.
Yeah. Can I hold my turn until the end of this round?
You can hold an action.
God, I don't know how to brainstorm between two options and I'm dying inside.
Flip a coin. That is how I make a lot of my decisions.
Heads, she fights. Tails, she surrenders. I don't know if surrendering's on the table anymore, though. Is it?
Well, we were given it was they did say it was last chance, but
yeah, but I couldn't do anything at that point, so fuck it, we ball.
We ball!
Fucking we ball!
Fucking we ball!
Fucking we ball! Now we're cooking with peanut oil. We're here. We're fucking here for the long haul, baby. We're gonna take these all down one by fucking one.
we are. Okay, And then for my turn, I'm gonna cast.
It's fucking time.
To get the fuck out, I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on the sorcerer.
Fuck her! Put gas in the room.
And since I can't really escape until the end of my turn, or try to escape until the end of my turn, I am gonna take my shots at the sorcerer or sorceress. God, I hope Gillian and Star have something good up their sleeve.
I hope Star finds her thingamajig.
This liquid is crawling up, and if you fail it at the end, you are a bag. So this is potentially your last action. So do you want to shoot the sorceress?
Maybe not.
Is her fucking like flesh turning into stuff, or is she just getting encased?
I think whatever this is, it is attaching itself around her, but also kind of moving into her like pores and her nerves and just her body in general. The condition it will impose if you fail is technically petrified, but it doesn't mean that you're made out of cocoon.
Okay, can you explain the situation to me? Is this a thing where I attack the shit that's on me, or is that just like a no-go?
Here's what I'll say. You have 2 options at the end of the turn for this weird goo that is trying to absorb you and turn you into nutrients. You can either finish with a strength save to try and rip yourself out of it, but because half of your limb has already been, or most of your leg has already been, encompassed, you failed the first save, you got restrained, you don't know the damage that has already been done, but at least you will be free from it. That's one way you can save. The second way would be a con save to try and just forcefully resist whatever is crawling up your body and into your bloodstream.
So are you strong or are you built different?
Here's the fun part, is they're both the same. So, is the captain still like dripping it down onto me?
No.
Okay, so it's
They're just high up on the wall above.
Yes, I am going to attack the sorceress.
All right, roll the hit.
Natural fucking 1 on the first one.
Come
Number
on,
two. Number two. 26. Give me a minus D4.
D4's only a 1.
God
You're good.
bless. I'm gonna fucking kill this sorceress. She got me in this situation. I'm pissed. I'm pissed at her specifically. She sucks.
Please. Oh my god. Yes.
Here's number 1. Please God. Yes, 9 damage plus 4. 13 damage. Here's number 2. My D6 from Hunter's Mark. 2 more damage, 15. Come on, show me the money with this D8. D8, let's show me the money. 5 more damage, it's fucking 20 damage. Please die.
All right, how do you want to end the sorceress?
I mean, definitely there goes our chance at making this peaceful
this
in
is
any
not
way,
going
shape, or
peaceful
form.
anymore.
But
I flipped the coin. The coin said, "Fuck it, we ball."
Fuck it, we ball.
Oh, this is bad. Okay. Basically, I guess just in this desperate gambit, she kind of like weighs all her options here. She looks up, and for a second, it looks like she's ready to be like, "Fuck it, take my arm and leg, whatever." But then she's like, "Nah, that's pussy shit."
Pussy shit.
That's what the corruption wants me to do. I'm gonna kill that sorcerer. So she pulls out her gun, whips it back, and fires 2 shots. One just goes a little bit wide, but the second one right through the clock in her chest, shattering it, killing her.
Out of time now, bitch. Wah! I feel crazy right now.
I feel like we're gonna TPK. Let's go.
You know what? We need this dub. You know what? We need this. This is a minuscule dub in a fucking sea of L's. Let's go.
We better go down balling.
If we die, can we cut over to Felipe? Because I'm just wondering.
Yes.
I can't go without knowing.
This is very, very, very unfortunate.
What's unfortunate?
Dude, is the sorceress gonna come back?
Oh, fuck. No, because that's what the person down in the jail cell... Oh, God.
I mean, that happens. I surrender, right? Like, fuck this.
I don't even know if you're gonna get a chance to surrender. You still have to make that save at the end of your turn.
Oh, it's okay. I'm gonna rip my leg off.
What?
So you're going for the strength save?
It would just be a banger way to canonize losing my leg, like because my future mirror self had a lost leg.
How the fuck are you gonna rip your fucking...
That's the strength save, man.
It would be 2 checks. It wouldn't be just a strength save. It would be whatever check it is to like willpower.
So just to be clear, the vibe I'm getting from this is that there's no way to escape it. There's only holding it off or ripping my leg out of it.
I did kind of get the vibe that your leg was already mostly goo.
The way it's written is if you made the first dex save and failed, so you began this transformation, and then you were going to make another dex save at disadvantage because you're restrained, and if you pass that one, the effect ends. And if you fail, you're goo. You're in the sack, essentially.
Is there a way out of the sack, or I'm just dead?
You're not dead, but you're just in the sack. But you're not able to take an action anymore. Your turn would be gone. Out of the order.
You don't want to be in the sack.
It's either you free yourself or you don't.
You know what? Actually, I have something crazy here. I have the Ring of Certainty. What's the DC, DM?
18.
Oh, fuck. You're certainly screwed.
No, sorry, this one is 16.
Okay.
That's like better.
Following my heart. It's Dex. I'm doing Dex.
Let's see it. And also, I don't mean to be a hater, but you do get minus a d4.
You are a hater.
Oh my god, you're a hater.
Roll the D4!
I don't want to lose my fucking job. It's only a 1! It's only a 1! It's only a 1!
Holy
Revive,
shit,
revive,
roll the
revive.
disadvantage! I got a 13.
You're so close. You're like 3 away.
Can I have an extra flash of genius just because I'm so smart?
No, if you don't have it, you don't have it.
Can Jay have the Bardic Inspiration instead?
Didn't you already use it?
No.
I'll allow it.
No fucking way!
What is
Okay,
it, a
what do you
D8?
need? You need a 1 or higher. What do you need?
3 or higher.
You need 3 or higher on a what? D8?
Yeah, it's a D8.
Okay.
Here we go. 5! That's an 18. So even if you had left it at 18 DC, like you said it was at one time, I would have been okay.
Okay!
I'm going to have a breakdown, dude.
We can do this!
You nail the sorceress and she falls to the ground. Drops the staff next to Chip and Gardak, the Minotaur. And then you look at this liquid, this substance that's crawling up your body and burning your legs, and you rip it away. And it stops crawling, but you look and you see your skin is incredibly inflamed, red. It looks like a giant rash. Much of it has been, you can kind of see some of the bone of your kneecap after the skin has melted away.
On one or both legs?
We'll say on one that rises all the way up to like your, just underneath your rib cage, like where your navel is, like that
damn.
side of your body. So it got like halfway up basically. And it is extremely painful. I do think you have a detriment from it, but we'll get to it on your next turn. But you are freed, and next up is Gardag, as he stalks over to where the sorceress just fell next to you, Chip. I usually roll for the NPCs to see how they're faring. So before Gardag's turn, so let me riff versus Pluto. They actually rolled the same number. Igneous is already has the upper hand as he's being he's basically fighting 4 chains by himself, or 3 chains by himself now. Zamia rolls a natural 20 and does break free to go and help both Griff and Igneous. And next up is Gardag. He comes up, he stalks, and he says, "You know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news." As he rips the column next to you off, like just like a chunk out of it, and raises it, like puts it on his shoulder, almost like a log, like a tree log made of stone. He says, "Because our captain is blessed, death for us is temporary. But is it for you, I wonder?" And then he goes, slam it onto you. "Once you're dead, morale will fall, and it will be on to the resurrection." So let me roll a hit. It's a 16 to hit on the first one.
Doesn't.
Oh! Studded leather!
You just got.
One true
did
God.
you just get that +1? Okay, hold on.
One true God, please hear me now.
I've never done this before, but OTG, I need you. I need you to listen to me.
It's me, Chip, your favorite
I forsake-
disciple.
I forsake my
The
oath.
first one falls right next to me.
Shout out JC.
You managed to scrap out of the way.
Dude, I don't move. I'm just praying and my eyes are closed.
Nah, I rolled a natural 20. I rolled a natural 20.
Oh, the one true God has spoken.
I shit you not.
This is the devil's game. Do you know? This is the
You're
devil's
praying to the wrong
game.
person, bro.
I'm sending a picture so you know I haven't touched it. You need to see this.
Blasphemy!
It won't load. I can't.
Dude, you have to send it.
Otherwise, you're a liar. You're lying.
Dude, you're lying. Uncrit him
You're
right
a
now.
liar.
Uncrit him.
I would lie about this if I could. I sent it. It's next to my dice. It's not even in a weird place.
That placement looks so legit. There's no way.
That's exactly what I rolled.
Fuck!
Just tell me how much. I'm gonna uncanny dodge it.
You take 35 points of bludgeoning damage. There'd be 18 points of bludgeoning damage halved if you're uncanny
I
dodging.
had 13 HP.
No!
So this pillar, this chunk of it comes slamming down on you, flattens you like a starfish on the ground, and when he pulls it back up, Chip is unconscious. And The Gardak looks slightly disappointed, but not surprised. Well, someone's gotta shut that musician up. Grabs your legs and then just like throws you towards Queen, who sees it coming and like ducks out of the way, but you kind of just go tumbling towards the far side of like the right wall again, and you just slumped over in the distance now. As the rest of your, I mean, as soon as this happens, you wouldn't hear it. Jay would. Griffin goes chip, and then gets slammed by an attack.
Is that 1 or 2 death saves?
You do fail 1 death save.
Don't worry, gang. It was a fail, not an epic fail.
Thank God.
Next up is Gillian.
I want to go. I want to be there. I want to help. What does it take?
You are so fast at the moment.
Do I
You
need to
leave-
use all my speed? I'll do it.
You leave behind, I mean, yeah, you just won't have an action at the end of the turn, but you leave behind the others in your group because you're way too fast and you're just sprinting intensely. And
If my speed becomes 60 and I can use my action to dash, bringing it to 120, using my second action from haste to dash would bring it to either 180 or 240, depending on how you look at. So, I'm zooming.
How many dashes does he need, though?
Well, that's like 1 billion. So,
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you don't
get-
need to use
I-
both dashes.
if I don't need to use all of my actions, I certainly won't. I'll certainly hang on to one if I can.
it's a huge balance. You're going to have to use all the movement.
Okay.
But let me just double check something. You're moving at about 40 feet a second, running about 27 miles an hour. I just needed to know for my own. You're going as fast as like a small, like a neighborhood. Okay, in that case, I'll say at the end of your turn,
That's fucking crazy. I'm like an Olympic sprinter.
Dude, no one can sprint 30 miles an hour. There's no Olympic sprinter.
yeah, nobody runs almost 40 miles an hour. That's
Oh
insane.
shit, I do.
Roll perception. Go.
Fuck.
Usain Bolt's fastest running speed was 27 miles an hour, so like...
That's me! I mean, outdo him! That's a 13, 12 plus 1.
You're able to find a route up. You just keep going up and finding the straightest path, never taking a turn, never taking any curves, and eventually you find yourself in a hall that ends at the dead end, but on the left side of this rectangle is this 2 set of massive doors, and on the other side opposing it are 3 tall arched windows that have like stained glass, and the door itself you can tell has some sort of reflective runes crawling up it.
Okay.
I think that's all you can do on your turn.
I have a bonus action. Does the door have a keyhole?
What are you gonna do in your bonus action?
Yeah.
I
So
look through
I guess it does. Yeah.
I look through it, and I misty step.
I don't know if it'll work.
There's no way. It's cracked. That's cracked as fuck, dude.
I need to help my boys. I look through it, and I don't mean to be a rules lawyer per se, but
That was sneaky, bro.
I believe I can teleport to where I can see, and well, if I can
Dude,
spy the inside of the
you're gonna
room.
make him crush you like a bug. You're gonna make him crush you like a bug if you
Just
keep doing
imagine
it.
every single enemy just turns to me, just immediately aggro's just kills me. Cause I do like I am far from max HP, let's just say.
Yeah, we all were.
Actually, I was max HP. I was fine going into this.
Oh, see, whenever
still
I
okay.
short rested, I didn't have enough hit dice to.
Dude, I did, but faking my own death and like getting killed by slugs and shit took like half of my HP. That shit hurt.
Just roll a perception check one more time to see through this lock.
11.
Sure.
Are you real with me right now? Don't be not real with me. Swear on the one true God that really does it.
Sure.
I say, shout out OTG, and I blast into silvery mist, and in the middle of the battlefield, a 10-foot tall Gillian Tidestrider appears.
I forgot you were 10 foot tall.
A burst of light and says, I actually didn't think about what to say at all. I didn't even think I'd get here. And he says, fuck it! Weeball! And everything looks so bad.
So bad.
And that's where we end the session.
Hey Bizly, let's hear your best death rattle, man.
Death rattle?
Yeah, it's the
snake?
sound you
Like-
make when you die, when all the air gets released. Like,
He's not dead yet. He's just unconscious.
he's about to be.
He has the opportunity to die.
He's deflating like a balloon.
He's releasing the gas. Holy shit.
Chip falls to the ground lifeless. His mouth falls open. And you just hear a...
This is so bad. Oh my god.
See you guys on the roll where Grizzly tells us how he should have killed us 5 turns ago.
And look at you, making it all the way to the end of our Just Roll With It episode here. You know what happens on this back end. We gotta shout out all our patrons over at patreon.com/justrowwithit in that $50 high roller tier. Supporting the show, being awesome. Thank you, 58 Squids in a Trench Coat. It's Albert, Tintunu, William B. Wumbo, Insomnia Draws, Zenith Scythe, Kelly the Raccoon, Goodest Lad, Agar Steeljaw, Mr. Anderson 1078, Mophobia Man, Airy Moment, Mr. Magic Fingers, Water Lenny, Alistair Susie, Broderick Motif, Final Fan, Faluish, Certified Cringe Fail Loser Boy, Haribo, That One Person, Aldrich, EMT3, Emperor Pengu 69, Erica Moon, Kojo Woe, It's Safina, A Pirate with Gout, Mr. C, Gooblek Whisperer, Nova Sink, The Game Hunter, Hababagagaba. Awesome. Teeny Ghosts, Willustrator, It's C Fresh, Me Forever Mate, Stoosh Dude, Sarizaku, Charlie Darling Songbird, Eclipse 1680 Gaming, The Overlord, Aqua the Kaizaku, Bazozo, Quinn Gibson, Ekofu, Cadus Betis, Epic Chris, Kalen, Leftover Rice, You Will Rue the Day, Burger, Titan Storm, Jonathan Bleak, Luke Rambo, Thomas Pierce, Lemon Leviathan, Beebness, Dapper, Ruth the Banana Duck, Unstable Chaotic Cracker, Me as Hell, Hollow-Headed, A Moon Beast Fan, Trite Metal, Bree Lee, Daxy Boy, Vapor, O Kerberos, Colin the Bard, Floofleboo, I'm Butt Flusting, Beans, Pupper in a Spacesuit, Cribwin, Wolfie, J-AIDS 2604, Joey Madness, Pippin the Alchemist, Mega Psionics, Tane Lambert the Snazziest, Sweet Cacti, Baka 7, Cal's the Folded Pizza Zone, The Awesome Man, F-Bomb 02, F-Bomb, Amber Curry, Robert Gangwer, Chilean Vibe Strider, Man-Made Imp, Magu, Jordan Darland, I Am In Your Walls, Abby, Katie, and Elliot, Sam and Ducky, Sarah Lester, Mr. Nacho, Wild James, Sammy Bo II, Kev Senpai, Bizly's Burger, Finrua, Mitchell Iverson, Mithril Gear 417, Boss Goat, Captain Lafayette and Crew, Narwhal Shellfish, Rykor Tamsin, Derpy Tricks, Geekly Legend, Probins, Zero Codex, Deathclaw, Sandy 007, William Smith, Apple, Soul of a Pep, Big Man Christian, Blue Blen Blop, Big Blue Bear Boy, Lee's the Washed Up Bard, Zerberus, Elvish Cyborg, Obligatory References, Cryosonus Sin, Spinax, Buttery Toast, Raytheon, Expoogaloo, Luckiest Valentine, Jacob Martinez, Kirby Wafro, Sylv Saul, Bionicle D&D, Jason the Fricker, Teddy Lovebites, Anko, Unoya Loon, Gillian's Biggest Fan, The Godly King, Cornier Comet, Sorcerer Punk, Charm of the Bard, Riker Kirotu, Kitsune, Nonzlotl, Asteria Nix, George Benji, Funny Hats Incorporated, JRWI Enjoyer, Divinator, and Jay Newell. Thank you, everybody in that list, and all the patrons who are not on that list. It means so much that you would support us doing this, you know. I could not imagine where I'd be in my life without you guys and you supporting, not to get parasocial, but I really appreciate it. It has absolutely changed my life and made me be able to do so much cool stuff. So thanks, or whatever. Fuck you. I don't know. Bye.